what's up. Philando Castile. Okay? If you don't know who that is, then I'm probably going to revert back to something I've said in a few of my videos. You probably didn't care when you heard the story because you heard it. Everybody heard the story. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, you found it to be trivial. You didn't care. It was beneath you. It's just another black man dead in the street. So let me tell you something. To all the Afro-Americans, which, you know what? Let me tell you something. You want to go around calling yourself Afro-Americans? That's as stupid as the motherfucker that came up with it, and it wasn't a black person. Okay? So, get a grip, folks. You're segregating yourself by referring to yourself as anything less than a human being. As anything less than another individual on this planet. Okay? So pull your heads out your asses. Listen to what I'm going to say for a minute. And maybe you'll come to some realizations, and maybe I'll spark a little bit more fight in you that's a better fight that I think you should be going after. Yes, you. I'm pointing my finger. I'm pointing at you. Black people, colored people, Afro-Americans, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves, okay? I call you people, okay? Human goddamn beings, all right? You want to argue with me about it? Why? Because I'm white? Well, seems to me that's the same reason that you're all thinking that poor Philando here is dead, because he's black. And he came up against a white cop in a traffic stop, okay? And there's a video, so you can go watch it. I'm not going to repost the video, okay? I watched it. The video angle was right from the back driver's side of the vehicle, from the officer's car. I'm going to tell you about it, okay? Two officers, one approached from the right, one approached to the driver's side, okay? The officer who approached to the driver's side, what's his name? Get this, right? Geronimo. Who didn't see that coming in life, right? Okay. Philando. I want to get his name right. Philando, okay? Can clearly be heard being calm and telling the officer he had a concealed weapon. He said, I need to inform you I have a concealed gun. Two seconds later, Philando was dead. Sitting right next to him in the front seat of the vehicle was his lady. I believe she goes by Diamond. Okay? In the back seat was at least one child. One child who is now fatherless because of the yank of a white man. Not a cop. Okay? Get that out of your head. Okay? See, here's the thing. I don't believe the officer was prejudiced. I believe he reacted on fear. A taught fear that was taught to him as he came up. Okay? And that's what he reacted to. An expectation of what he thought would happen. Not because the man was black. Because he was already programmed to believe that because the man was black, not because of a personal prejudice, but just because the man was black, that the chances were very high that he would bring harm to the officer. And the officer overreacted out of fear. This is not an excuse. Oh no, this is not an excuse. Okay? I do think the officer should go to prison. Of course he won't, just like all the rest of them who seem to be able to go around and just murder people in the streets and, somehow, nothing ever seems to happen. Okay? Well, I'm not okay with that. And this is what I want black people. See, I don't even know what to call you folks without making me feel like I'm insulting you. Okay? I don't want to delineate. But there is an issue. There is a line. There are sides. How do I break that? How do I cross over into that without sounding like I'm some, uptight fucking white guy who's got all the answers in the world, and you guys don't feel like I'm talking down to you, or I'm talking from a white pedestal, or I'm talking to a black race? You see, it's very difficult because no matter what I say, it's like a treaty with the Indians, right? After a while, they've heard it all. Forked tongue, right? White man got that in spades, doesn't he? Okay. Listen to me, folks. Okay? Not all white people are stupid. Okay? Just like not all Chinese, Polish, German, Italian, French, Swahili, you name it. Not everyone in every sect, of race is stupid. But there are those that travel amongst us in all of our groups who are stupid. This is the thing. All groups, when that kind of stupidity arises, all groups should band together. All groups should go at that and be like, whoa, yeah, we don't care if you're white, black, yellow, green, or polka dotted. Well, I care if you're polka dotted, but, only just because I think that'd be funny to see. But anyway, all groups should be like, unacceptable. Not going to have that, okay? That's not acceptable anywhere, anytime, anyhow, for any reason, okay? It has nothing to do with race or religion, okay? It has nothing to do with your sex. It has nothing to do with your personal interest in life, okay? It has to do with there are certain behaviors that are just unacceptable from one human being to another, okay? And if all groups stood up and fought against those things instead of trying to separate them by a line of color or sex or race or religion, wow. You know how much faster you'd start getting rid of problems rather than arguing about the actual theology of it was a white guy shot a black guy and that's what it's about. It's about, it's about race. It's about, racial hate, and it's about, trying to keep the black man down or trying to keep the immigrants out or trying to keep people in prison. Stop. How long's that fight been going on? Do you know what keeps happening the more you fight that? They get more guns. They get more troops. They get more rights to invade your privacy, your space, your home. Okay? And that's not just black people. Okay? Because law enforcement has quickly become its own minority. Or minority? I don't want to say minority. That's wrong. That's a numbers thing. It's become its own race. Okay? Boys in blue, I guess, right? The blue race, right? My point is simple. The more you clash, the more you define the lines. The more you combat each other, the more defenses are built up. So think. The more you build up defenses, the bigger the walls you're getting. The wider the space is getting between you. Okay? And the very thing that should be bringing everybody together, somebody out there playing some dirty ass shit because somebody's convincing somebody on one side or the other that, hey, this is a race thing, hey, this is a religious thing, hey, this is a hate crime, hey, this is that. No, it's not. The man overreacted because of something that was done to him when he didn't even know it was happening. Okay? Now look, this don't get nobody off the hook because we all know, okay? I know, okay, that some folks of the black race will go out of their way to try to act like they're ferocious animals, try to intimidate, think it's funny that the white guy might be afraid of them. Of course, when you're standing in a group of 5 or 6 and you think it's funny to single out one white guy or beat on a homeless guy or stupid crap like that, right? Or just be nefarious enough to drive around and shoot your own people on the street. Okay? So there are reasons why people might fear the black race. Okay? But There's just as much nasty stuff going on in every other race. Okay? But it's not being put out there. Not as much, not as often, not as frequent. Okay? So there's a slant. And right there, that should tell you, okay? It's a rigged fight. Folks need to start coming together. Do the right thing for all sides of the fence. Not just the one they're on. Not just their little backyard. Okay? Not just their little tiny neighborhood. Okay? But they need to worry about what's going on the other side of the fence. They need to worry about what's going on the other side of the street. Okay? Now, you're going to do what you're going to do. But Philando's dead. And you know what? How many more Philandos is it going to take? How many do you think it's been? In the last 10 years, how many innocent black lives do you think have been taken for shootings? How many black lives wasted, thrown away by throwing guys in prison on chunked up charges, third strike rules? Huh? There's reasons why people fear black people. And there's reasons why black people fear cops. Okay? We all have reasons to fear one another, but none of which are our reasons. And that's where I'm trying to get your focal point, folks. You need to understand that your fear isn't your fear. Your fear was given to you. It was handed down. It was taught to you. You were trained. You were programmed. Okay? See, I'm not a badass. Well, okay. Yes, I am. That isn't the point, though. But I'll walk through any street because I don't have a problem with any person. So anybody that wants to come up to me and start acting like a ruffian or a thug or some kind of a badass is going to find that when they go to push on me, I will push back. But I don't come out as an aggressor. I don't look for the aggression. I would rather take the peaceful path. But I'm not going to let any kind of a illusional fear dictate where I go, what I do, what I say. And I sure as hell, I'm not going to let no fear have anybody having the right to control me. Okay? That's never going to happen, and that should be everybody's attitude. Because you know what, folks? If you need controlled, you need a babysitter. Okay? Because that's all babysitters are. They keep the kids in control while you're gone. Okay? Because kids are what? Out of control. All right? It's not a bad thing. That's what kids are. Okay? They want to go everywhere. They want to try everything. They want to see everything. They want to meet everybody. They want to... They're out of control. Okay? Throw an ice cream cone in on that, a lollipop or soda pop, and zoom, 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 zoom. That's why babysitters are babysitters. They keep kids under control until the parents come back. That's kind of my point. Okay? If you need control, you need a babysitter. See? It's that simple. I'll go anywhere. I'll talk to anybody. Okay? Yeah, it may not always be the wisest choice. I'll tell you one place I don't go. North Korea. Yeah. That's right. For as tough as I think I am, I know my limitations, okay? And I would advise everyone else on this planet to know their limitations when it comes to North Korea, okay? I'd leave that trifling place alone or fix it. One or the other, but nothing in between. I've said it before. Probably not going to say it again, you know. I'll let Dennis Rodman take care of that, huh? So it's 2 points. Okay. Now, Philando. Right there, buddy. Dude, I mean, I don't know what I could have done if I could have done anything if I was there. I really don't. But my heart goes out to your little one. My heart goes out to your lady. My heart goes out to all those who have had to suffer this indignant loss because of the overzealous or fear or just sometimes just real bad people. And they get a little bit of a power and they got too much authority and they don't know how to handle it because they can't even handle themselves. And that's the mind-blowing thing. Evidently, this officer should have never been handed a gun. He was not able to control himself. Why would you hand this man a gun? Really? Geronimo Yanez, yeah, Geronimo Yanez, okay? He got a pass on this. I have no idea how. This is nothing that I would condone. Now, you know, I'm not as pasty-faced white as they come, but I'm pretty much, you know, white and blue-eyed, okay? So I'm pretty much as white as it comes, okay? You can call me Uncle Cracker Johnny for all I care. I don't give a shit, all right? But I'm going to tell you this. Not all white people were okay with what that cop did. All right? I don't know if this is over or not for him. But I do plan on following this individual to see where he ends up working next. Okay? And I think that other people should stay on top of that, because one of the biggest things that happens in law enforcement, which you may not be aware of. Oh, this went way too long, brother. Way too long. I need to do another video, or I'm going to do this one over. All right? We'll talk.